Happy December, everyone! In the spirit of this season, this month we are covering the truest gospel from a galaxy far, far away. Thanks to Rogue One coming out December 16th, it's Canon Star Wars month. And what better way to celebrate the canon than by covering the best canon ongoing comic right now that wasn't ongoing. So massive spoilers for the 2015 Darth Vader comic incoming. You've been warned. On with the show! Book 1, Vader, Part 2. An Imperial shuttle is under attack from space pirates, but just as they're about to be destroyed, a TIE fighter Advanced X-1 saves the day. Lord Vader has come, and he and his wingmen, Black 2 and 3, go on the offensive against the automated Corvette. While his wingmen do get taken out, Vader blasts out the engine core and captures the ship. Going back aboard the Annihilator, Vader and Grand General Tagge speak about their need to find the source of these raids on their Hutt supply line. Vader thinks aloud that there's a possible security breach, but Tagge says that the raids are within the foreseeable rise after the disaster of the Death Star, or Tarkin's Folly as it's being called. Tagge explains how he is different than the departed Tarkin, and that in time, Vader will find that Tagge is the skilled hand Vader needs to be wielded properly. So Tagge appoints Unai just to keep an eye on Vader, even going so far as to go through his communications. But it's time for the mission, so Vader and a squad of stormtroopers, God I wish they were the 501st canonically, pile into the robotic Corvette and send it back to its home base, on the extreme edge of the Outer Rim. And they kick some ass when they dock, with Vader even taking out 2 heavily armed droidekas. He gets the information he needs, though we also see his personal droid uploading intel as well. They get back to the Annihilator with the information about who's been hiring the pirates, but there was one crucial thing that Tagge was wrong about. Vader tosses the quivering Unai to Tagge's feet. He's the one who's been leaking their routes and everything to the Crimora crime syndicate. Vader pretty smugly leaves. He then goes to his private droid, who had done the uploading. He ejects it into a life pod before it explodes, because only droids can be trusted. So what large things in this issue are brought up that are worth discussing? Well, we get to see some modified droideka. I'd say modified because while they do look like Mark IIs, there's missile launchers and heavy blasters. I'll have to check out Star Wars Explained to see if he has some info on these. But there are 2 big scenes to talk about. Well, okay, one is a big scene, the other is big, probably just to me. First, Tagge gets a couple pages where he explains who he is using Tarkin as the measuring stick. It really does wonders to paint just what type of person Tagge is. See, and no, I haven't read the Tarkin book yet, so there may be some legend stuff in here. Tarkin's philosophy was that fear of power was just as effective as power itself, hence the Death Star and the show of force that was the destruction of Alderaan. Not so much the destruction of despair, since that was more testing out the laser rather than showing the universe what they can do. But Tagge is more methodical, using statistics and analysis to create the most logical outcome. Of course, Vader tries to undermine that with his own play with Unai, but we'll see how that plays out later. Fun fact, even though Tagge was killed in the Legends canon by being on the Death Star when it explodes, Kieron Gillen needed a military opponent for Vader's book. The Lucasfilm story group actually went through to see who was on the Death Star at the end of the film, and Tagge actually only appeared halfway through during the whole Vader force choking a coworker scene, so in the new canon he left the Death Star and survived, but was originally planned to be Ulrich Tagge from the Legends canon. Just thought that was a really neat trade-off they did there. I thought it was neat. Bite me. The one small scene that was big to me is actually the very last line of the book, after Vader destroys his droid. The full line is, droids. One can always trust droids. The reason that this is big to me is, while I wouldn't say it's some super revelation, but it feels amazing to me that Gillen kept an aspect of Anakin's personality intact, which was easily something that could have been lost. He was always a skilled roboticist. Cyberneticist? He make robots good. So seeing him even just mentioning the droids are trustworthy worked really well. Granted, I could be overanalyzing it and he could just mean that they do their job and then can be exploded. Either way, come back tomorrow as we are introduced to a new kind of hot badass chick. What, the last 2 comics were total sausage fest. So let's see how this works out. Catch you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe. As always, if you agree or disagree with me, or just want to add your own comments, theories, or criticisms, leave a comment below. Don't forget to check out my other channels, ComicSins and The Archivist, links on screen. I also want to give a huge shout out to Star Wars Explained and Star Wars Theory. I may be talking about my views on Darth Vader comics this month, but both of these channels have been spectacular when dealing with the whole of Star Wars, both canon and legends. Links also on screen. And finally, my credits song is lifted from Taylor Davis's epic Star Wars medley. Check out her channel where she plays some epic violin. And as always, stay golden, Inklings.